Hi guys and gals, I'm Phil from ProKast, the makers of the Perfect Circle net thrower. Today we're going to show you how to throw a perfect circle every single time. You heard me right, I didn't say some of the time, most of the time. You will throw a perfect circle every single time. Starting with the rope, and then we will eventually pull out the horn, and then the cast net with the perfect circle, and then the weights. Make sure you take your bag and stow it someplace because it will blow away.
To remove the packing tangles, I grab the center horn of the net with any hand and lift it above my head. Then milk down the net to a point about waist high with the other hand. I then firmly grasp and lift the net up so I can reach the lead weights. Please note the perfect circle net thrower will probably be positioned vertically at this time. It will be corrected in a moment. Using the free hand, grasp the lead weights at any point and throw the lead line rapidly outward and to the side to untangle any weights from within the perfect circle. Continue to work your way around the weighted line, throwing sections of weighted line outwards until the perfect circle is positioned completely above all weights and lead line. This would also be a good time to look at the lead line and untangle any obvious tangles. At this point, I usually grasp the perfect circle net thrower through the net and rotate it horizontally so the ribs of the center ring and the assembly marks are facing downward, and jiggle it and allow it to drop to the bottom of the net. As you will notice, the perfect circle will not fall out or separate from the net. It'll stop when it contacts the point where the braille lines are tied to the lead line. But before you throw, you need to ensure the weights are evenly distributed around the circumference and that none of the weights have flipped up to the inside of the outer ring. If one or more of the weights are inside of the outer ring, merely grasp the weight and flip it to the outside. Occasionally, a weight will flip over a spoke. All of the lead line must be on the outside of the perfect circle. To distribute the weights, jab the perfect circle net thrower in the direction of the largest clump of weights. I will demonstrate this by intentionally sloshing the weights to one side, then jabbing the perfect circle in the direction of the largest clump of weights. After a few jabs, the weights will evenly distribute around the circumference of the perfect circle. Some people use this quick method of prepping the net exclusively. It is a good method to pre-prep the net prior to using the following preferred prepping method. This method will not only prep your net, but it will also guarantee that there are no tangles to spoil your next throw. As an added bonus, it'll shake out all the bait you've caught on your previous throw. To begin this easy preferred prepping operation, grasp the horn with your right hand and use your left hand to milk down to a point about waist high. Loosely grasp the net and braille lines with your left hand and lift the perfect circle and weights off the deck and allow the net to hang directly under your left fist. Now set the weights and the perfect circle down on the deck. You can now release the horn with your right hand and then grasp all the braille lines with your right hand. Using your left hand, raise the net about 1 foot with a loose grasp. Pull the braille lines to the side using your right hand. Allow all of the braille lines to slide inside of your left fist. You will notice all of the weights will now group into the middle. If you wish, you can pull and release the braille line tension with your right hand. Repeat as many times as desired. When done correctly, the net will resemble a swimming jellyfish. If you want your net to open even more during the prepping operation, raise your left hand and start with the perfect circle about a foot off the deck. Pull on the braille lines with your right hand until the weights clump into the middle.
Quickly lower the net with your left hand.
But before the perfect circle contacts the deck, jerk the descending net to a quick stop with your left hand and immediately release the tension on all the braille lines. The weights will swing out and self-align and untangle. If desired, you may also drop your left hand and allow everything to drop to the deck. Use this opportunity to shake out your bait or manually remove any stubborn tangles in the weighted line. The final step is to put tension on the braille lines using your right hand. By putting tension on the braille lines, the perfect circle net thrower will magically lift off the deck. You will then lift the netting with your left hand and gently bounce the weights while you slowly release the tension on the next braille line. The weights will migrate inwards and now be next to the outer ring. The prepping operation is now complete and your net is now ready for your next perfect throw. There are 2 throwing methods that are commonly used by our customers. Start with your net and perfect circle prepped and laying on the deck. Begin by attaching the end of the rope to your right wrist. Coil all of the rope into your right hand using a small shoulder width loops. Thumbs up. None of the loops or net should hang below the lead line when you throw. If they hang below the perfect circle net thrower, they might interfere with the expansion of the net. Now grasp the center horn, thumb up with the right hand. Using your left hand, loosely grasp the net under your right fist and milk it down about 3 feet above the perfect circle. Firmly grasp the net and lift it up a few inches to ensure that the net and perfect circle hang directly under your fist. Make one or more loops of the netting and re-grasp the net about waist high, thumbs up with your right hand. All of the rope, the horn, and one or more loops of the net will now be in your right hand. You are now ready to throw. If no bait is immediately visible, you can leave all of the weights resting on the deck. You can also use your free left hand to work a trolling motor, steering wheel, or any other fishing activity. You can also walk down a beach or pier resting the weights as you go. When ready to throw, use your left hand to loosely grasp the net under your right hand. Raise the net up with your right hand while milking down the net to about 18 inches above the perfect circle with your left hand. Don't grasp too close to the perfect circle or you will flip the lead line up and over the top of the perfect circle outer rim. Now re-grasp the net at this point with your right hand, thumbs up. You will now be holding everything in your right hand and you are ready to throw. If desired, you can walk around the boat looking for your next target.
Get the feel of what's going on. Instructional purposes, this is 6 o'clock, this is 12 o'clock, and this is 9 o'clock. Hold the perfect circle at 9 o'clock and just spin around. You throw 100% with the right hand. Grab the net at the 9 o'clock position and throw 100% with your top hand. The bottom hand does nothing more than rotate it from the 9 o'clock position to the 6 o'clock position. If you've done it right, your left hand will actually end up under your right elbow. And it's just merely you bring it back and throw. I'll loosely grasp with my left hand, melt down to about 19 inches, and then re-grasp everything with my right hand, thumbs up. I'll grab the net at 9 o'clock, and just to get a feel, we don't throw it like this, just rotate and let the whole thing spin around. If you do it wrong, if you try to pull forward with this, what'll happen is everything will slosh to the back, and you don't want that. And you can jab and make things go around if you want, or you can re-prep it. When you get ready to throw, grab it at the 9 o'clock, throw it with your top hand, and as you throw, rotate it to the 6 o'clock.
Now we will show you the everything in the left hand method. The other throwing method is with all of the rope and netting in your left hand rather than in your right hand. This method is generally used by children or people with smaller hands who have difficulty grasping several loops of netting. Attach the end of the rope to your left wrist. Make small shoulder width loops into your left hand with thumbs up. Grasp the horn with your left hand, thumbs up, and use your right hand to milk the net down to about 3 feet above the perfect circle. Continue to hold the rope and horn with your left hand, thumbs up, and then grasp the additional netting at about 3 feet above the perfect circle. You are now ready to throw. Leave the weights on the deck. If desired, you can use your right hand for other boating activities. When ready to throw, use your right hand to loosely grasp the netting immediately below your left hand. Raise everything with your left hand while using your right hand to milk the net down to a point about 18 inches above the perfect circle. Firmly grasp the netting and braille lines with your right hand and lift the perfect circle to your throwing level. Your left hand should now hold all of the coiled rope and most of the netting. Your right hand should only be holding the netting at the top of the pyramid ready to throw. Continue holding the rope, the horn, and the first loop of the net with your left hand while you reach down to grasp the perfect circle at the 9 o'clock position with your thumb and forefinger. The throw will be the same as before. Remember, place your left side in the direction of your target. 100% of the forward throw is with your top, in this case, right hand. The bottom hand is only used to spin the perfect circle counterclockwise from the 9 o'clock to the 6 o'clock position.
On a Phil here again, and a lot of people say, oh, you guys are just cutting out the bad scenes, the bad throws. And just to show that we will throw a perfect circle every time, we're just going to throw it 3 times in a row without cutting it.
Do not practice throwing your perfect circle and net on hard surfaces such as driveways, parking lots, or hard bare ground. The impact on such surfaces will damage the lead weights and your net, and it could possibly damage the perfect circle net thrower. We also suggest that you spray your net with the hose or soak it in a tub for at least 30 minutes prior to using it. Water will soften the netting and make the net more limber and throw better. Applying a little bit of silicone lubricant or Vaseline to the braille lines will also make the prepping operation much smoother and easier.